Hi guys, I am so excited about this video today. I am going to be sharing with you a couple of very affordable makeup products. All these products I'm going to share with you cost between $5 to $10. I decided to start off with eye products because we are in a very masked environment at the moment, and I think it's fun to put on your eye makeup and all that because that could be the only thing that people see of you. I've realized that since the pandemic started, there are actually a couple of people whom I've not seen their full faces yet. I've only kind of seen their eyes. So it's literally the windows to everything. We're going to kick things off with this NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This is a slightly dark brown tint. This is very suitable for your typical Singaporean girl, dark hair, brunettes, and this is actually quite a decent product. So the applicator of this is actually quite small. It's pretty thin. There's good and bad. So today I actually applied it together with my other brow products like my brow pencil and then my brow filler, and then I went ahead to actually blend everything out with this. It does a pretty good job of it. It does give quite, a blended look to everything, but the applicator is quite small, so it does pick up lesser products than my other brow mascaras that I've tried before. So you kind of have to apply it one stroke and then use the other side of it to complete your one brow. I'm not mad at how the eyebrows are looking. I only extended a little bit of my brows with my usual brow pencil, and the rest of it was just the brow gel. So I don't feel like a lot of product came out, and it's clearly not perfect. It's a little bit of smudging here, but from afar it looks alright. Just don't come near. I've also tried this on its own with no brow pencil, no brow filler. One of those days where the only thing I could do was like a quick brow tint, and this actually surprisingly worked pretty well. So it actually gave my eyebrows a pretty decent look. It looked like it was groomed. It looked like I put in a lot of effort. Keep in mind that I haven't done my brows in over a year, so things are a little bit cray-cray there. So this has actually helped to tame it a little bit. Will I still continue to use this? Definitely yes. It's very decent brow mascara. I'm actually quite impressed with how it was working just by itself, and it also works with my other brow products as well. Next, we have the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. I didn't try this underwater, but I did try it on my very oily lids. It's quite different from the usual squeeze bottles that I'm used to with eyeshadow primers. You just dab a little bit on your eyelids and you spread it up with your fingers, no problem whatsoever. It actually does leave a little bit of like a sticky feeling to your lids, but not annoying at all. It just feels like your skin is so prepped and ready for whatever eyeshadow products you want to use on this. I've used drugstore eyeshadow products. I've used high-end products on this. I've never had any issues with the eyeshadows lasting throughout the whole day. This is colorless, so you can put whatever eyeshadow you want on top of it, and whatever shadows that I've tried with this has blended very nicely. No issues with that whatsoever. I also don't experience any kind of discomfort on my eyes throughout the day as well. So will I use this again? Definitely yes. This next one is by Rimmel. This is the Wonder Cloud eyeshadow. This is in the shade Spice Petal. I was very excited to try this because number one, it's very reasonably priced and it claims to have all day wear and also a matte finish. Usually cream shadows have more of a frosted or shimmery finish, and I thought this color would look great for an easy day out. It looks effortless. However, this did not work out for me. So I have the eyeshadow on just by itself. I didn't put any eyeshadow base or whatever. It was pretty okay in terms of application. I just kind of moved it around with my hands, but I had to still smudge it out with my fingers, and I think that's you can't build it up for sure. It will definitely crease. I feel like with this shadow you definitely need to have your eyeliner game pretty strong because it just kind of creases a little bit by the side of it. It's not a cute look. It kind of looks very dry, but it's definitely blending a lot easier than yesterday with that e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. The applicator looks like this. It actually looks like a liquid lipstick packaging. The application's okay, but it's really it gets really dry very fast. So it's a challenge to actually blend it out on your lids. You definitely need to do it one lid at a time. And even with doing one at a time, it's somehow I just can't get it to blend out very nicely. There's always like a circumference of dried looking shadow at the corners of my eyes, and it just looks really bad. This is one of those products that will make it look like you don't know what you're doing with makeup, and I hate it when that happens. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be using this again. This last product is an eyeshadow palette. What? You can get an eyeshadow palette for less than $10? I guess you can, but can you get a good eyeshadow palette for less than $10? So let's see what's the verdict I have on this. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon 10 Pan Makeup Palette. It's supposed to be long wear, is vegan, and this is in the shades Heart and Soul. Comes with 10 pans of eyeshadows. I would say that the sizes are quite decent. So this is sort of like the reddish pink orangey version. They have two other shades as well. I think one is like a greenish looking one, and then one is like a very summery orange yellow type of vibes, and they all look really beautiful. First of all, it has a very nice range of colors. I think any kind of color that you play around with this would work. So it's one of those foolproof palettes that even if you're a novice at makeup, even combining like two colors or just using one color, it works. And even if you go crazy with putting all these colors on your eyes, it also works. I love the fact that it has a very good balance of shimmery, frosted and matte colors. It also has a good balance of light and dark colors, so you can do so many with this palette. It's a common sense thing, right? But I have gotten palettes before where there's just one matte shade or one dark shade, but here I have created so many different looks using this. When I'm using this palette, I don't feel like I'm using like a $7 palette. I honestly feel like this could have been a lot more expensive and I wouldn't have batted an eyelid. My eyeshadow, it's still here 12 hours later. It still looks pretty decent. I can still see glimmers and shimmers. It still looks pretty pigmented and still pretty at the end of the day. So I'm quite impressed with the eyes. Colors are super pigmented. It shows up very well on my tan skin, even like the lighter shades you have here, which I love using as like the crease color. They show up pretty nicely on my tan skin. They blend really well. Their staying power is amazing. It stays on pretty much the whole day. Based on my calculation, each of these pens costs 60 cents, which is very good value. So I highly recommend for you to go check this out. So it's really beautiful. I can't believe this is only $7. You guys have to try it out. I remember when Wet n Wild didn't used to be sold in Singapore, and I would watch all these American YouTubers, and I really wanted to try it out because it was so hyped up. It's not overrated. This palette is really good. Alright, so those are my review for these very 4 affordable eye makeup items. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any more drugstore makeups that you want me to try out, let me know. I hope you guys have found this useful. If you did, please click on the thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!